Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another MPJ New Rock Album Review Show. I'm Nigel, and I don't have Andy. I have Chris, and I have Lauren. Right. There are many kisses in the world. Many types of kisses in the world. A soft kiss, a lovely kiss, a passionate kiss, a French kiss, all sorts of kisses. But there is one that we do need to talk about, and it's Stone Cold Kiss. Oh, what does that mean? What is this? Look, the band is We Three Kings, right? And the album is Stone Cold Kiss. But before we start, let's find out what your interpretation is of a Stone Cold Kiss. What is a Stone Cold Kiss, Chris?
I don't know. I haven't. I don't think I've ever had one.
Have you not?
Kisses are supposed to have warmth and energy, and never a stone cold one before.
Well, I'm sure Lauren could tell us, a woman of the world that she is. What's a Stone Cold Kiss?
In my experience, it's usually when you've gone out with a group of mates, been on the lash, and they couldn't pull a person, so they've ended up getting with a wall. They've resorted to the garden furnishings.
There is, isn't it? There is. Right, We Three Kings, Stone Cold Kiss. Lauren, let's start with you, as you've given such a good analogy of what a Stone Cold Kiss is against a cold wall.
Yeah, so this album, I really enjoyed it. When I started listening to it, so my way of doing my scorings is I have the form up that we use to put our scores to you. And as soon as I start an album, it starts on a 2.5. I go in expecting to be just whelmed and like, yeah, cool, whatever. And then as I go through it, after each song, I look at my score and I go, right, change the score. And then once the album's finished, I go, cool, look at it, right. And then I'll listen through it again once more. And if it stays put, it stays put. So for me, there were a few good sections where starting this album, I was like, okay, listen to the vocals. This is going to be a bit cheesy. It's going to be a bit out there in places, and maybe not necessarily be my cup of tea. As I then went through the album, I started to really enjoy some of it. Like, really enjoy some of it. So, for example, Joyrider has made it into my personal playlist. And I can't tell if that's because I love the song or the looks it gets me at roundabouts from old people in the cars next to me. When I'm there just going, ah! And they're just like, oh, okay, seeing this this little unassuming Fiat 500 with me just going mental in it. Yeah, it's got really good production. Like I was saying, the vocals were a little bit Marmite for me in places where sometimes I was just like, okay, yeah, that is what it is. Okay, cool. And then in other sort of songs, it just hit right. And it was like, oh, yeah, sweet spot. I'm in a love it phase. Yeah, so the stank face, the iconic stank face did come out at points, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah, my main note was like, Joyrider is fab. It did some heavy lifting for me in this album. It also, with the fuzz box that came into it in places, again, as I've said, I've discovered that is a real sweet spot for me. I love that noise, especially when it's done just right, so things are still intelligible, you can still tell what's going on, but it's got that little bit of dirtiness to it. I love it. Yeah, it just, I really enjoyed it. Like, again, it's another one of those albums where it's not revolutionised my listening world, but I just, yeah, it was a little bit of me. I really liked it. Just a little bit of something. Yeah.
Now, you know the segue that's coming, Chris, don't you? You know it. You know it's coming.
Go for it.
Just a little bit of something. Just a little bit. Just a little bit of something. Chris, give us a little bit of Chris. A little bit of something, Chris.
Well, so for a duo, Bon, quite a strange band name choice. We Three Kings, when there's only two of them. But by the by, they do kick out a great energy and sound. It sounds brilliant. The Stone Cold Kiss. The track, not the entire album, is a great intro for someone who hasn't heard them before. Tracks like Joyrider is as I put, is a proper adrenaline ride. Cracking guitar solo and Shotgun as well really breaks out the edgier metal tones. But the problem for me with it, and I'm assuming that when Lauren was saying about the fuzz box, she was talking about the vocal one, because
Mhm.
there is fuzz guitar all the way through this album from start to finish.
Mm-hmm.
And that sort of started grating on me about 2/3 of the way through, first time I listened to it. And then it was a case of, we're going back to the fuzz guitar again when I came back to it. So I think they could use either something more in the lineup or just a bit more variety in how they're approaching the songs. Individual songs like Shotgun and Joyrider, I will continue listening to, but as an entire album, wall to wall fuzz guitar was just a bit much for me. But still, it's really well put together, really well crafted. But I think they just need that little bit more to get me more interested in it. There you go. That's a little bit of Chris for you.
It was a lot of Chris, and it was lovely. What did give me an abbreviation of Trish's thoughts?
So Trish is echoing a lot of what we said, really. It seems that Joyrider is the hit amongst the group thus far. Overall for her, it was a solid move-driven album that rewards patience and repeat listens, with Joyrider as the standout track. She's going to keep coming back to it. She really enjoyed it.
The thing is, as well, they are a new upcoming band, and they're a bit grassroots, and they're just brilliant. Oh, they're so much fun. Oh, you've got to go heavy. I call this heavy rock and roll. They're a heavy rock and roll band, and there's not enough heavy, good, solid, or not even solid, but really good heavy rock and roll thing, and they hit that sweet spot. And the problem, and it's not a perfect album because it does get a little bit like, I agree with Chris to a point, it does get a little bit samey, but I mean halfway through the album they kind of do switch it a little bit, and that was a bit of a saving grace. But for me, your love is in my disease is just a cracker, and Stone Cold Kiss. Oh, what a track Stone Cold Kiss is as well. Those kind of hit my cool playlists. It's just a belter. It's an absolute belter of an album. It's fast. It's cool. I agree, maybe a bit too much fuzzbox right away through, but it is a great sound. It's something one of the albums I kept coming back to. I want to have another listen to that. That was such a cool album. It's really good. Absolutely brilliant, really good, loved it. I want more, and I look forward to their next kind of iteration, the next album as well. Really good. Right, let's find out what we thought of it then. Let's go to the scores, because I like to mix it up. Sometimes I go for 2-word, then the score. Sometimes I change it up a little bit, because that's the
sometimes it forgets bits.
I might do. I just to say, in case I got it wrong. Your love is my disease. That's the name of the track. So, right, okay then. We'll start with you then. Who did we start with? Did we start with Chris? We did, didn't we? No, we didn't. We started with Lauren. Who did we start with?
Lauren.
Okay. Lauren.
We start with Lauren.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's go with you then, Lauren.
I gave this a respectable 3.5.
Oh, Cully.
I did exactly the same. Gave it a respectable 3.5.
What did Trish give it?
Trish gave it a 4.
A 4. Okay. As did Paul. Now, for Paul, a 4 is really, 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 really good. I give this a 4.5.
Wow.
It's a cusp. We're on a cusp of Hall of Fame or not. If Andy Dicker gives this a 4 or more, it gets into our Hall of Fame, which is fantastic for a band, up and coming band like this. Andy Dicker give this, well, he didn't give it a 5, and unfortunately, he didn't give it a 4 either. He gave it a 4.5, and it gets into our Hall of Fame. It gives a 4.1. Which is pretty amazing stuff. They are basically our 113th favourite album of all time. So in our top 150 albums, which is incredible, and currently in our top 10 albums of the year. Because we are being very, I mean, I think this last year there was several bands over 4.5. There isn't any band over 4.5 this year. So currently in our top 10. Who knows? Maybe get a wild card into our album of the year. Who knows? That'd be exciting, wouldn't it? Though with no fives, that might. But even so, what a cracking album! Keep it coming. Let's finish off with our 2-word review, Lauren.
Let's joyride.
Let's joyride. Chris.
I went with Dirty Joyride.
You were Dirty Joyride. Oh, look at you two.
I did.
Look at you two going on for the joyride. Ooh, very good. This wasn't a Stone Cold kiss. It was a passionate kiss of music. There we go. Loved it. Keep on coming. What do you guys think? Please leave your review or your comments below. Hit that like and subscribe button, please. And in the meantime, keep on rocking and keep safe.